mind, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking some NFL. Here to give you guys once again my waiver wire pickups for this week coming up on week 4. So let's get started. Okay, so here is how it is going to go. Basically going to give you guys my top 5 favorite pickups in order, starting with number 5, and then after that I'm going to give you guys a couple of quick tips, nuggets of information that you guys are not going to want to miss, but you have to stick around till the end of the video for that. But with that being said, let's get started. At number 5, I've actually got a set of players, and the reason I do is for the following reasons, because they are all very close to me and they all play the same position, so I kind of don't want to deal with, you know, having people ask who's better and who's not, so I'll just kind of group it here and there. So at number 5 is basically all of the tight ends who actually kind of snapped this week, and I'm talking about Jared Cook, Ryan Griffin, Vernon Davis, and Charles Clay. Okay, so how do I rank them within this list? So it's basically a list within a list. I'm going to start with number 4, Ryan Griffin, who had 5 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. He did have 6 targets, so he caught every one but one of them. And the reason he's last on this list is only because Deshaun Watson likes to just look at DeAndre Hopkins and not anybody else. So that's why, but he is going to get volume with C.J. Fedorowicz out for the foreseeable future. So I like that, and he is still a rookie quarterback's security blanket. So Ryan Griffin, not a bad pickup. At number 3, Vernon Davis, okay? This is all dependent on Jordan Reed being out. The thing is, though, I know Jordan Reed will never stay healthy, okay? Just not gonna happen. He's had a million concussions, and then he has other injuries and whatnot. He's an athletic guy. He's always getting banged up. So Vernon Davis has a good bet to stick with the starting job with Reed missing weeks here and there. So he could even come back for a week, but then miss another week. So you don't want to just drop Vernon Davis if you already did pick him up. But with that being said, he had 5 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown. So I like Vernon Davis in that offense. Like I said, I know Jordan Reed isn't out for multiple weeks, but he is so injury prone that I'm basically betting on it at this point. Moving on to number 2 with Charles Clay, who had 6 catches for 39 yards and a touchdown. Charles Clay is underrated, folks, okay? A lot of people don't pay attention to the Bills, okay? But Charles Clay is the #1 receiver in that offense. He's basically like the Delaney Walker for the Bills, meaning that their tight end is their best receiving option, because Tyrod Taylor does not throw to Jordan Matthews or Zay Jones, the rookie, okay? And then who else do you have? Shady McCoy out of the backfield. So Charles Clay gets those touchdowns. He is Tyrod Taylor's favorite target. He is a bit touchdown dependent, yes, but then again, who is? You know what I'm saying? With you needing a tight end, beggars can't be choosers, so it's hard for you to kind of argue here. I like Charles Clay. I think he's a good bet for a touchdown every week, just because of how much of a red zone threat and a favorite he is of Tyrod Taylor's. And at number 1, I have Jared Cook, who had 4 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown. Yes, there's a lot of other offensive weapons on his team in Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree, but Crabtree is hurt, and Amari Cooper, for whatever effing reason, is not showing up. And yes, I'm mad because I have Amari Cooper in one of my leagues, and I expect a lot more from Amari Cooper, okay? But with that being said, Jared Cook is a solid tight end, and Derek Carr has been looking towards him. He was the only bright spot in that entire game against the damn Redskins, okay? So for Jared Cook to show up was actually a good sign. I would pick him up, and he's going to be a starter for the remaining of the season. So it's not like he's, you know, going to lose his job if someone comes back. So like Jared Cook there. Moving on to number 4, we have Kenny Britt. Yes, Kenny Britt, back from the dead. He had 10 targets, but he only had 3 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. Talk about inefficient. Holy moly. Okay, here's the thing with Kenny Britt, okay? Clearly, Kenny Britt is not the Kenny Britt of last year, okay? The only reason he's on this list is because of volume, okay? And we love volume in fantasy football. Everybody was on the Rashard Higgins bandwagon last week, and what did he do? Bust, okay? Didn't do squat for the Cleveland Browns. Kenny Britt ended up being the guy who was most targeted on this team. And look, just off of sheer volume, you can pick him up. It's hard to find this type of volume on the waiver wire. Like I said, I don't really like to give you guys that are already, you know, 50-60% owned. That's the reason why I'm not going to mention guys like Sterling Shepard, because they should already be taken up in your league. And if you need to pick up Sterling Shepard, your league is probably not that competitive. But with that being said, just guys like that. So with that being said, Kenny Britt, like I said, because of volume, I like him. Is he gonna overwhelm and turn into wide receiver 2 or 1? No, but at this point, like I said, because of volume, I'll take Kenny Britt. At number 3, I have D'Onta Foreman, who is not known to a lot of people, but he's the backup running back for the Houston Texans behind Lamar Miller. And he had 8 rushes for 25 yards and 2 catches for 65 yards, so 90 yards total. And he is slowly but steadily creeping into Lamar Miller's workload. And I believe Lamar Miller, whose only advantage over Foreman was the ability to catch the ball, and even Foreman has shown now he can do that. That means Lamar Miller's job, I'm not going to say it's going to be completely removed, but I think it's going to slowly creep into an even timeshare. It's already almost even, but then eventually what's going to happen is Lamar Miller will basically be reduced, and I think they're going to run with this rookie, especially if the Texans end up, having a bad year and they basically decide to rest Miller for whatever reason. So I like D'Onta Foreman. You want to pick him up, especially for Lamar Miller owners. You guys are going to want to pick him up. Okay, moving on to number 2, Marquise Lee. Now, I know I mentioned Marquise Lee and Allen Hurns, I believe, last week in last week's waiver wire, but I think I'll mention Allen Hurns more. Well, I want to turn the attention to Marquise Lee, who has had 19 targets in 2 games without Allen Robinson, had 4 catches for 65 yards. Yes, I know he didn't have the touchdown, and I know Allen Hurns did, but he is the more explosive receiver in this offense. He's the safer receiver in the offense. Allen Hurns is, to me, a more boom or bust than Marquise Lee is. Marquise Lee is a better receiver, period. And in this offense with, I know Blake Bortles is still Blake Bortles, but hey, he threw 4 touchdowns this past game against the Ravens, okay? And he's going to be brought up a little bit later in this video. Stick around for that. But like I said, Marquise Lee, that volume, being the number 1/2 receiver for the entire year, you're not going to find that on the wire too many times. So pick him up, get him in. He can give you wide receiver 3 upwards to wide receiver 2 value for the rest of the year. And then at number 1, Wendell Smallwood is the number 1 pickup. I played 43 of 76 snaps, 12 rushes for 71 yards, 1 catch for 9 yards. You guys know the reason why Darren Sproles is done for the year. Shout out to Darren Sproles. Prayers one time for Darren Sproles, who had a broken arm and I believe a torn ACL on the same play. Yikes. Okay, so shout out to Darren Sproles. Hope he gets better soon. He's in our prayers. But with that being said, next man up, Wendell Smallwood, is that guy who was best suited to fit that role. And this is an explosive Philly offense that is going to put up points every week. Look, I get it. LeGarrette Blount got in the end zone. Let's not get carried away here. He is not the right running back for this offense. We all know that. And Darren Sproles was out-snapping him, and Wendell Smallwood out-snapped him. Like I said, 43 of 76 snaps. LeGarrette Blount had 22 snaps. Chris Clement had 7 snaps, and he had a touchdown. But again, look at the volume. Look at the snap count. Let's go with Wendell Smallwood. Don't think too much. Don't try to get cute. He can give you RB2 value the rest of the way. So make sure he's your number 1 waiver wire pickup for this week. Now it is time for my nuggets for you guys. So let's just get right into it. I know you guys have been waiting. A couple of streaming options. Blake Bortles against the Jets. Blake Bortles threw 4 touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens, okay? And I know some of you guys started the Ravens defense and they got absolutely shellacked by Blake freaking Bortles, okay? He did not look like amazing. For some reason, the Baltimore Ravens completely choked. But like I said, Blake Bortles had a decent game, and he's had flashes here and there. But overall, for the most part, he is Blake Bortles. But it's a plus matchup, and if you have a bad quarterback, like I'm saying, if you have a quarterback in a very tough matchup, somebody who's playing like a Denver, or somebody who's playing like a Seattle, you can do worse than Blake Bortles. And for DFS, I might take a shot on him in GPP, like I said, okay? Andy Dalton versus the Cleveland Browns. Andy Dalton had a very good game, not a very good game, I should say a very decent game against the Green Bay Packers. I almost said very good because compared to how he looked in week 1 and 2, new offensive coordinator, Andy Dalton is going to play better, and he showed that last week against the Packers. The Browns defense is very burnable, secondary is very beatable. I expect Andy Dalton to have a very good game. Stream him as a QB. We have Jay Cutler against the Saints, and I put him last year for a reason, because he had a plus matchup with the damn Jets and he just wet the bed, okay? And I don't know what the hell happened. Sometimes it's just wrong place, wrong time. Let's hope he doesn't do that again. He is playing the damn New Orleans Saints, and we do know the Saints are, one of the worst defenses in the NFL. The problem, though, again, like I said, he wet the bed, and then Cam Newton looked bad last week, though I think that's more on Cam than it is the Saints defense. But with that being said, I would still stream Jay Cutler. Bengals defense versus the Browns, streams that. Jags defense against the Jets, you can stream that as well. Eli Manning against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers secondary is very suspect, folks. Eli's catching fire. OBJ fully healthy. You can do a lot worse than Eli Manning. Trust me, he looked really bad weeks 1 and 2. But I'm telling you now, the offense is going to start to click, because Odell Beckham Jr. is 100%, and this Tampa Bay defense got shredded by Case freaking Keenum, okay? So go ahead and pick up Eli Manning, and you can start him, okay? And then quick point of note, if you guys are in any leagues, if somebody dropped David Johnson, go ahead and pick him up. If somebody dropped Will Fuller, go ahead and you can pick up Will Fuller as well. He is expected to be back. Now, I know that offense doesn't have a lot of volume, but like I said, if you're in need of a receiver, Will Fuller could be the guy. Another sort of handcuff here is Brandon Oliver. Melvin Gordon had a bone bruise, I believe, on his knee, something like that. I know he finished the game, but hey, if they decide to take it easy on him, or if he gets, knock on wood, hit again on that knee, Brandon Oliver becomes the standalone workhorse. So I like Brandon Oliver. Go ahead and pick him up. So there you have it, folks. Those are my waiver wire pickups for week 4. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link down below for that. And please make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.